Good afternoon and welcome to our 2020 Internship Showcase. I want to say thank you to everybody that's on the event today for taking an hour just to be here with us, bringing some recognition and celebration to the interns that we've had here for the last 12 months. So this year we have had 4 interns. You can see them here on screen: Dominic, Jacob, Nate, and Courtney. A majority of this event, I am going to let them talk. So I want this to be an opportunity for you to hear from them, the reflections and the learnings that they have had throughout their experience here at APM. Before we get into that, I do want to share just a few program details on the front end, some of our core values and core benefits and details about the program for anyone who may be a little less familiar with the program that we have here at APM. So first of all, the program values. Really, the program is rooted on these 3 core values, and these are the benefits that are provided to the interns through this experience. Number 1, it is an opportunity for them to experience professional development. What that means is this is giving them an opportunity to really work in a true business, corporate, professional environment. Now, obviously, this year has been a little bit different dynamic with the COVID-19 pandemic, but nonetheless, it has been a great experience for them to see what it's like to work in a real business. It also provides them with the opportunity for hands-on project experience. So really, the program is designed to coincide and partner with the educational tracks the interns are on. And this internship program gives them an opportunity to experience projects that put some of that concepts and the curriculum that they're learning in school to practical practice and use. And then finally, it's an opportunity for them to experience those personal mentorships, those relationships that they have built with people throughout the organization, other leaders, other department stakeholders, and kind of learn from those that have come before them, and that helps them pave their own paths in their careers. There's also some really unique benefits to the organization through this program. Number 1, it is extremely cost efficient back to the business, and it's a very flexible program. So as the needs of the organization flex and change over the year, so can the structure of the internship program. And we can be very flexible with the roles and with the resources that we have to meet the dynamic needs of the organization. And really, above all else, it's just an awesome opportunity for us as an organization to invest in that future workforce and take pride in the fact that we are partnering with the local educational institutions to bring real work experience to that young and up-and-coming talent. So there are 4 different tier levels to our program. What that means is that there's kind of a path that the internships have that the interns can follow. In general, it does coincide with the educational track. So if you think of an educational college career, a lot of times those are 4-year curriculums. And many of the interns that start out with us in their freshman year of college start out on tier 1. And then as they graduate through those levels of their educational track onto sophomore, junior, and senior year, they also have an opportunity to graduate through the tiers of the internship program. And each year there's those increased opportunities for greater projects at greater levels of complexity, as well as greater pay. Generally, it is a 12-month offering, so all of the roles we generally post in September, and they run, or in August, pardon me, and they run generally September to September. So again, it was designed to coincide with the educational track, and many college and certification tracks have a fall and spring term. It is not an absolute requirement that anyone applying for the internship program be on an educational path. However, I will say that it is definitely the preference. It was the design for the program. We do want this to coincide with educational paths. And so when we are considering the candidates for the program each year, this is definitely something that we're looking at and strongly considering. All right, so back to our interns. That's enough for me for now. I will speak a little bit more at the end about timeline and some final details of the program. But again, I really want to lend a majority of this hour to our interns and allow them to speak on the experience that they've had here over the last 12 months. So with that, I'm going to kick it off to Dominic. Dominic did provide a video for his internship showcase, so I'm going to share that. Before we get started, 2 quick administrative things. Number 1, if you have any questions for me about the internship program details, I will provide an opportunity at the very end of the event that you can ask those questions, but I would ask that you hold them into the end. And then I will also give an opportunity as we go through behind each intern's presentation for you to ask questions specifically to that intern. So if you have questions as we go along, if you'll just hold those until the intern completes their showcase presentation, we will prompt you when it's time to enter your questions in the chat. All right, with that, we're going to transition to Dominic's video. Bear with me just one moment.
Hi, my name is Dominic Davis, and I am the Data Analytics Intern. I've been working here for a year and a few months, and this is my second internship showcase. What I do, in short, is analyze, organize, and interpret data of all types within the company. Since I've been working here, I picked up a few skills to help me achieve that. The first is SQL, which is used for data storage and organization. Next is Tableau, which is used for data visualization, and Data IQ, which I personally use for predicting certain outcomes. Some soft skills, muscle memory. While I didn't exactly pick this trade up on the job, over time, doing some tasks became easier and easier because I noticed patterns and figured out how to work more efficiently, which ties in with analyzing. By this, I don't only mean analyzing data. Planning out how to solve an issue at hand is half the battle, which can encourage you to pick up good habits in the long run. Next are some skills that I would like to learn, which includes R, a programming language which can help me with data analysis. By statistical analysis, I'm mainly speaking of learning the backbone or fundamentals of statistics. Next is communication. Even though I do collaborate with others on projects, I want to improve my communication skills to get my ideas across easier to others and be able to understand theirs. Last is time management. Even though I do try and optimize my time the best I can, sometimes I will get stuck on a problem and spend days figuring it out instead of asking for help. Working with the team. My team supported me by helping me through any project when needed. They've been very understanding since day one. My leader empowered me by giving me tasks that actually matter. My boss doesn't just give me busy work. I get asked to do projects that actually get used by others. For example, sometimes I get asked to create Tableau dashboards that I publish on the company website. It's cool to see your work, especially as an intern, get used like that. But my favorite project to work on has been with Data IQ, in which we use certain metrics to predict the chance of there being an accident at any given job site. With projects like these, I saw my value within the team. Hardships. Although not directly from the job, I believe stress and anxiety has slightly affected my work ethic. As a college student, classes can be very demanding at times, which can cause me to stress a bit. Luckily, everyone I work with is very understanding of the situation, so I tend to not worry too much. Next is time management, which I touched upon earlier. With the indefinite shift to work from home due to COVID-19, it took me a while to adjust to the new setting, but I think I have it under control now. Education-wise, my next step is to graduate from the University of Houston with my bachelor's degree in math. Also, I would like to learn a new language, like Spanish or French, for personal use, or perhaps even work-related use. Lastly, I would like to obtain my master's degree in statistics or computer science to be a data scientist or a data engineer. In conclusion, this internship has provided me with plenty of confidence. This was my first job in a business setting, so I was nervous when I first started out. I can safely say I've settled in well. Through the projects I've been given, I've learned a great deal and I'm excited to keep learning more. Thank you for listening, everyone.
All right. So with that, we'll transition into any questions that the folks on the call may have for Dominic based on his internship experience. We'll give just a moment for those questions to be asked. And just in case anyone that would like to ask a question is unfamiliar with the Teams platform, whether you're joined over the computer or a mobile device, there should just be a little comment icon with a question mark. That's where you can input any questions that you have. All right, seeing none come through yet, we'll go ahead and transition to our next intern, and then I'll give a final opportunity at the end of our presentations for any final questions. Thank you, Dominic, and great presentation. All right, our next intern to present is going to be Jacob Chacon, our executive intern.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jacob Chacon. I'm the executive intern. This is my second year in this role, and I'd like to start off the presentation with a quick, simple but powerful quote. Determination today leads to success tomorrow. Author unknown. This is a very simple quote, but I use it in my day-to-day, and I think it's a very powerful one. It's kind of a good motivation, if you will. A couple things that I'm very passionate about, growth and technology. For me, these essentially go hand in hand. Growth in terms of personal development, learning things in and outside of my comfort zone. And for example, technology, that's always moving forward, always changing. It's never going to be the same today as it is tomorrow. That's something you have to keep up with and you have to learn. But that also goes along with anything else. I enjoy being able to learn different things and just grow as a person. Some of my favorite projects, one of them is Just Culture. Quick context, this is essentially just a cultural shift in an organization. And I really valued this project because it pushed me to get very in-depth in my research. And also it allowed me to have discussions with other individuals and get their point of view, their different perspectives, and their recommendations with the idea. This one may be weird for some people, but spreadsheets, I know a lot of people just hate getting spreadsheets. I love being sent a spreadsheet. I've had a couple spreadsheets sent to me, and I just enjoy that because it allows me to turn seemingly just raw data and just random numbers into something that someone can easily digest and learn off of. I really like messing with spreadsheets and data just because it shows how you can find relationships and patterns in just what some people call chaos. In terms of knowledge, I feel like I've grown a lot and I've learned a lot just by being exposed to different parts of the business and different people and being able to learn off of them and learn anything they do or say. So I feel like that's very, very beneficial. I've been empowered by my leaders. I've been working very closely with Jake and Katie, and both of them have been very positive and very transparent, and I very much value their input. They support me in just being positive, but also giving me that critical feedback when needed. My team has supported me. They guide me when I need guidance, but they also give me space to be independent and learn on my own. But it's, again, very valuable. If I need any help or have any questions to ask, they're always there for me. I feel like I've been a good team player because I'm reliable and I'm very dedicated. If I'm handed something, I like to see it through to the end, and I feel like my work is a reflection of me. So, of course, I want to make that quality as good as I can. Some things that I've improved during this year, teamwork and communication. That's something that, similar with Dominic, this is my first, I guess, business or office related job, and just being able to work with a team and constantly communicate with them has played a big role and helped me grow a lot. Some new things that I learned this year, data analysis. I never really messed with that besides just in course in school. So it was really nice being able to find a real world application to it. And I actually really enjoyed doing it. So hopefully I'll be able to learn more as I grow. And adaptability, not just in the sense of everyone's working patterns got thrown off because of everything going on, but in the sense of just being able to be thrown different things and try to figure it out. Again, I really enjoy that dynamic setting of being able to work with different people on different projects and just learn and grow from that. Some things that I want to learn in the future is really technological based and business based. And I'll get into that in a second, but I've learned a little bit of Python. I want to learn on that, grow some more, and learn how to relate technology with business, because those are two separate things, but I feel like they're both better when they're hand in hand. I'm currently a sophomore at the University of Houston. I'm going in for a bachelor's in computer information systems, and I'm also going for a business minor. Some certifications, I have a couple certifications that are, I guess, industry recognized, but I'd love to get more because that pushes me to learn more and grow and just kind of put myself out there. Of course, I don't want to stop learning about technology and business, and I'll get into that a little bit more once again. For career, my dream job, I don't know what it would be called. I don't know what it entails, besides that I want it to be a mix of technology and business. Again, I think both of which are very valuable, and I want to find a way to marry the two, and that would pretty much be my dream job. A couple of steps that I would use to get there is I'd love to gain more experience in each independent field, and then learn more skills and grow my skill set, and finally enhance and refine my skills. And I think that'll be a great start. The company has had a large impact on me. It showed me how to value efficiency, but it also showed me that the leadership here is phenomenal. I have not met better leaders in any other organization, and they've really shown that they're leaders, they're not bosses. And to me, there's a big difference. The bosses will be there and just kind of give you busy work and tell you what to do, but a leader, on the other hand, is going to be there and help you through anything if you need any guidance. This company has shown me that the employees are a priority. Employee satisfaction is genuinely caring about each employee as an individual, as opposed to simply being a number, is what this company is all about. And once again, this company is just one big family. I kind of view each team as like a smaller family, and the holistic company is just one large family. A couple things that I feel like I've had a pretty good impact on is just company culture, being able to help expand it, whether it be through CBS or just other external outlets. And the Good Neighbor Project. I know some of you were able to go to the Shriners Children Burn Center last December, and I'd gone before, but it was nice being able to get that connection and get a couple people to be able to understand more about that. And then lastly, I just wanted to say thank you to Katie and Jake, along with Courtney and Nate, because those are the people that I've worked very closely with and I've learned a lot off of. And I know they're always there if I need any assistance or guidance in any way.
Outstanding, Jacob. Thank you so much for a very good, very thorough presentation. We'll allow a few minutes here. If anyone has a question for Jacob, go ahead and put those into the chat. All right, I do have a question in here, Jacob, relevant to some of the data and statistics. I'm not sure if it is a project that you have been engaged on, but I'll ask it in case it has. And if not, this is certainly a question we can pass off to our data analytics team and get some answers for. So the question in the chat says, has any of the statistics for accident prevention yielded results? Is that something that you've been engaged on?
I have not personally been very engaged on that, but I have spoken with Jake and Aaron and seen a brief overview.
Gotcha. That may be also a question. I don't know, Dominic, would you be able to have any answer on that? Have you been engaged on the statistics for accident prevention?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm actually working on something. I just started a project about applying like the safety prevention metrics to our accidents data sets. And I noticed that after applying the code, it basically becomes easier to predict the accidents, but I can't yet say whether it's actually yielded in less or more. I'll be able to tell that later, but not currently.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that answer, Dominic, and we look forward to hearing more on that project.
Thank you.
All right. Let me look here for any more questions. Just a few more. All right, here's a good one, Jacob. From your observations, what is one improvement we could make as a business?
I feel like a good start to that question would be just being open and having that relationship with your team, your leaders. That way there's no like beating around the bush. It's very straightforward and transparent. And I know transparency is very much valued in this organization. And I've seen it a lot, but I would make that an individual goal, if you will.
Excellent. A few more questions here. All right, one from John Collins. Thank you, John. From your research and in your experience with APM, is there any particular aspect of Just Culture that you would recommend for APM to employ?
Okay. I feel so Just Culture, I think a good way to potentially implement that into APM and get the most value out of it is to change that mindset from anything that gets written down is a bad thing. For example, if there's some kind of mistake and it gets written down, the person who made the mistake automatically assumes that it's a negative thing. I think that mindset needs to get changed to where if it gets written down, it's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's a good thing because now that thing has been noted. So whatever caused the mistake, if there's an issue in a procedure, just something may have been overlooked, that can be taught to the newer individuals and even some experienced individuals. And that'll help mitigate the repetition of the mistake. So I think that's the best way to start to implement Just Culture into APM.
Excellent answer, Jacob. I can definitely appreciate that with my own knowledge of Just Culture as well. All right, we've got a few more questions in here, but we're going to continue to transition to our next intern. And then if we don't get through all of them throughout the intern presentations, I'll give some time again at the end. We can answer questions that come through the chat. So if you've got them, don't hesitate, keep putting them in there and we will get to them. All right. With that, our next presenter will be Nate Jordan.
All right, thank you, Katie. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning into our virtual internship showcase. Although it saddens me that I am unable to speak with you face to face, I'm glad that we can adapt to the given circumstances so that I can virtually present to you today. For those of you who I have not had the opportunity to meet yet, my name is Nate Jordan. I am the tool engineering intern at the APM Specialty Services Global Tool Center located in Pasadena, Texas. For all who I have met, it's great to virtually see you again. My internship provided me an opportunity for growth in my expertise. I am currently a senior mechanical engineering student at the University of Houston, so obviously my passion is in mechanics. I love to figure out how and why things work the way they do. My favorite projects I've taken in this role include drafting prints of special handmade tools for reproduction. This involves measuring out the finest dimensions of every tool and implementing my design skills to recreate the tool both in 3D CAD and a 2D format. This has helped me become more knowledgeable in the many scopes of work that we do. Understanding the tools that our workers use has helped me understand what they do overall. My internship helped me collaborate within a team environment. My leader empowered me by taking a hands-off approach and allowing me to work with others. When I first started this role, I had the task of interacting with the tool technicians in order to attain the tools I needed to draft. Although I am not the shyest person, this was still intimidating, but both Renee and Gilbert helped by giving me an environment that I'm comfortable in. This pushed me to ask more questions about each tool I needed to draft and helped me become more knowledgeable on each and every tool. On the other hand, the knowledge I brought has helped me become more of a valuable team player. My education has helped me solve certain issues due to the different train of thought that I bring. My internship delivered new learnings through applied skills and experience. My biggest improvement is in the drafting process. When creating these printed tools, there are many ways to lay out the tool to help the manufacturer. This includes things such as organization and neatness, both of which have improved throughout this role. In the drafting process, 3D modeling is significant to creating the proper print. So this skill is also improved. A few new skills I picked up along the way are creating building footprints and the knowledge of measurement devices and knowing what to use for a different tool. The desired feature skill I have is to be a machinist. Having experience manufacturing can help me in the drafting process by creating prints that are more suitable for the manufacturer. My internship assisted me in defining my future goals. My goal is to graduate from the University of Houston with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering with honors. My education and the skills and tools I've taken from this role, I want to approach my introductory job with the knowledge to make an impact. Hopefully one day this will lead to me being a part of a team that takes on large-scale projects. And my overall goal is to be the leader of this team. To get there, I'll keep sharpening my craft of design and drafting and gradually take on more complex and innovative challenges. My internship extended a chance to make a difference. Having the opportunity to move around the company and see so many different faces has helped me realize that APM is a family who looks out for one another no matter where you go. I've thoroughly enjoyed assisting our tool techs in their process of making the tool center a safer environment while also increasing the quality of our work. Being the engineering student that I am, I care about improving processes and making them more efficient. I believe this has helped me make an impact because I've provided skills that have been distant to our tool center in the past. Lastly, I want to thank my team, Renee, Gilbert, Juan, Sterling, and Josh, for all the help and support that they give. They've created an environment that has helped me grow both in my expertise and as a person, and I'm excited to continue working with y'all. And finally, I want to thank everyone for tuning in and giving me the chance to speak to you today.
Excellent presentation, Nate. Thank you so much. So we'll spend just a few minutes here. We'll open the chat back up, and if you've got specific questions for Nate regarding his experience, feel free to go ahead and put those in. One of the questions that we got, Nate, I don't know if this one was designated for you specifically, so I'm happy to open it up to any of the interns, but I know this is one in particular that you can answer. It says, have any of our interns been exposed to the actual work that we perform in the field?
I can say it for myself, I have, and I know for a fact that Jacob has. Even if it's not face-to-face, we do take a lot of media, pictures and videos, and I think that's really good exposure. Although I do think for all of our roles, it can be significant for us to have more experience and go out and see the work on the field.
Absolutely, I fully support that answer, Nate, and as the program sponsor, I can tell y'all, for anyone who asks a question or may be interested, we do try to give those opportunities really for all of our support staff to be able to have exposure to the job site, to what it's really like out in the field. And so that was a big focus that we had this past 12-month term. And I was able to get 2 of the 4 interns out, and hopefully we'll get all of them out in this next term so that they can actually see a job site in action, because I know that is a big eye-opener in how you perceive the company and also how you can drive value really to the job, because we're all about driving value down to the very job site where our frontline people are. All right, I have one more question here. I think this one may have been for Jacob. Feel free to answer it, Nate, but also Jacob, feel free to pipe up here. It says, you say that you enjoy spreadsheets. So how has creating spreadsheets here helped you with the spreadsheet expectations in your schoolwork?
Yes, that's a great question. I feel like it's actually helped both ways. It's not every day where you typically have to create a spreadsheet, unless that is your role. But I don't generally make one like daily. So of course, just that constant repetition of data and just refining the spreadsheet has helped me, I guess, get quicker and focus more on the quality in school, as opposed to just trying to check off the rubric. I'm able to see how it correlates to real world use. But at the same time, a lot of the stuff that I do at school translates very well to Excel at work. By that, I mean, when it comes to VLOOKUP and any other Excel related formulas, I learn a lot of the in-depth, detailed part of Excel at school. So I'm able to translate it both ways. Great question.
Absolutely. All right, Nate, so I've got a few more here that I think are specific to you. It says, can you give an example of a custom tool that you've had the opportunity to work on?
Well, I can give an example of a line of tools that were all very similar, but yet different. A line of awesome tools that we did not have the prints for. And I believe that me entering this role, this was a big focus in order to get these tools, to get the prints for these tools, because these tools go through wear and tear, and they would need to be replaced. These tools are a lot like sickles, and they have a rounded edge on them. And the biggest concern was measuring out the tools well enough to where we could replicate that edge. The original thought was that we needed some sort of really expensive equipment to do so, but I feel like this is where I brought my knowledge, my education in. All of the math and all the engineering classes I've taken, I was able to calculate the bend, the radius of all these different sickles and create proper prints for them. And it saved us the cost of thousands of dollars on these scanners that could have potentially done the same.
It's outstanding. You know, I'm always continually impressed with your math skills.
Thank you.
And thank you for applying them within our business. All right, one more question here and then we'll keep going. You mentioned making processes more efficient. Have you been involved with Lean 5S, and what was your biggest takeaway?
Not necessarily. I will speak on the efficiency part, at least in my condensed role, that I have helped make a few processes a little bit more efficient, especially with organizing our tools. This is an ongoing process, but I've been recently in the works of spreadsheets. I know Jacob was just talking about spreadsheets. And to reorganize different toolkits so that we can know where each kit is located and its current condition. My part in this was to create one spreadsheet that we could access every different kit and know where every single kit is, and or if it's on the job site, where it is, what date it's been received. And I think having all of these kits in one spreadsheet in one book definitely makes the job easier and helps us locate them quicker.
Outstanding. Well, thank you so much, Nate, for a great presentation and really all the great work that you've done assisting the Tool Center this year.
Thank you.
All right, with that, we're going to transition to Courtney. And let me get your presentation going. All right, ma'am, take it away.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Courtney Syons, and I am a communications intern. What I do as a communications intern is I write and publish job success stories and highlights. I create graphics and messaging content for our social media sites. I also manage ordering of branded items and update various branded documents and files. I believe I am more knowledgeable because I have learned how to create and develop stories and media messaging synonymous with APM. On this slide here, I have included some of my favorite projects that I've worked on throughout the course of my internship. First being the APM calendar and agendas. This was one of the first projects that I was given, and it was just really fun to flex my creative muscle to get these items out and these products in the hands of our APM employees. Second project that I really enjoyed working on was the career highlight for Mike Bush. I had the opportunity to visit his site and learn more about the job scopes, work scopes, and more about Mike Bush and his career journey. Third, here at the bottom, we have a picture from the Good Neighbor project, Stock the Shelves. This was a very fun project to work on. This was done virtually through Amazon. So our employees would donate these food items, and we had the opportunity to partner with the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce to deliver these food items to two organizations in the Pasadena area. And so it was really interesting to learn how these organizations do impact our community. Lastly, to the left, I have an image of our 2-minute drill. And I really enjoyed this specific project because I was really able to learn about all the safety procedures that an employee on the field does have to go through and to follow through. So to update and refresh documents like this really motivates me to continue with that creative skill. Okay. Throughout the course of my internship, I have collaborated in a team environment. My leader and my team, they have both empowered me by fostering, freedom and entrusting me to pursue projects with fresh ideas and concepts. My team has supported me. Well, we can go to the next slide here. Thank you, Katie. My team has supported me in every way possible at 100% by giving great feedback, giving me assistance with any project or question that I may have, helping me develop on ideas, and never hesitating to give kudos. So I'm very thankful for my supportive team. Some skills that I have improved on. My internship has definitely given me the opportunity to exercise my skill set, such as written and digital communication. I have absolutely acquired new skills such as graphic design and blog formatting. And this has also piqued my interest to, you know, have new learnings, and one of those would be to get Adobe Creative Cloud software under my belt. I would really like to pursue that further. Okay. Defining my future. So I am a senior at the University of Houston. I am pursuing a bachelor's degree in public relations with a minor in Spanish. I would like to continue to pursue a master's degree in public relations and get 2 types of certifications while I do so, just so I can be a more strategic communicator. As far as my career goals, I have multiple roles that I would like to fill as I advance through my career. Brand, public relations, or communications manager. I would really like to get insight in all of those. It's always a great thing to learn, you know, multitude of roles as a communicator. And the steps to get there would be to graduate, gain as much experience and knowledge as I can, and partake in different career-centered organizations, and just continue, you know, with career advancement. So very excited for my future. Okay. APM has definitely impacted me with their distinct culture. This has absolutely provided a encouraging and positive learning experience and environment. I have thoroughly enjoyed being a part of APM's purpose and mission. The emphasis in always remaining honest, accountable, candid, transparent has helped me prioritize these values and ultimately become a better person. I have had impact by connecting people to stories and messaging that highlights our wonderful APM people who do make it their goal to drive APM forward every single day. Lastly, as a college student who is about to graduate and begin the early stages of their career, I have been tremendously impacted by my manager and mentor, Katie Maldonado. She has shown me kindness, patience, understanding, and taught me many valuable lessons that I will carry as I move forward on my career journey. So thank you so much to my team for constant support, and thank you so much to Katie.
Excellent, Courtney. It's been my pleasure, no doubt. All right, we'll take a moment and we'll give opportunity for any questions that the audience may have of Courtney and her experience. All right, I have one that's in here that's pretty broad. I don't know if it was for you specifically, Courtney, or it may be open to really any of the interns, but it says, what is your goals moving forward?
Okay. My goals moving forward is to absolutely become the most efficient and strategic communicator in a business setting. I think it's very important, especially in an industry like this, to create a concise message for internal relations or even external relations with our customers.
Excellent. All right, I've got one more question in the chat here, and I think it is probably for Nate, specific to 3D printing. So it reads, does your degree have 3D printing A 3D printing specialty, sorry. I'm trying to see, it's a little print here on my screen. So does your degree have a 3D printing specialty? And if so, how do you expect this might impact APM in the future?
My degree does not particularly have a 3D printing specialty, but along the way, it's been really useful for me and all of my project partners in school. And you definitely learn a lot about 3D modeling, which is key to 3D printing. I think that the additive manufacturing process is definitely something that we can look into. The difference comes that it's a completely different manufacturing way. And with it, we can design tools a different way and perhaps design tools in a way that could increase their lifespan and in the end, save us money.
Excellent. Thank you, Nate. Courtney, I do have a question in here for you. What advice would you give us to better communicate the APM message and be cheerleaders of our brand?
I would say to definitely embody the culture values that we do hold, and holding yourself accountable, being very transparent with others, and always speaking up when you do have a question. And I think just giving kudos to people that do ask these important questions and do raise different concerns. That way everybody is on the same page, and I think as long as we're cheerleaders of always asking questions, we're always cheerleaders for each other. So
great, thank you so much, Courtney. And then I have one more in here. It's not a question, but it's a compliment, so I definitely want to pass that to you. It says, no question here, Courtney, but I would like to thank you for the outstanding service you provided in putting together the communication, specifically the Mike Bush story. So big kudos on that. Hopefully a lot of people enjoyed it and the opportunity to learn about Mike and his impact as a superintendent of ours.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, very good. So we will transition just a little bit here. Couple of additional program details that I want to share here at the end before we get into final questions. This is a high-level overview of our internship milestones, kind of like a timeline of significant events throughout the year. We are just right here in the last month of our intern for the internship month for the 2019-2020 year. So we're going through the process of final evaluations, the Internship Showcase here today, and within the next week we expect to post the new internship roles, and we will go back through the process of vetting our candidates and interviewing our candidates for the next year. So one thing I want to express with that, this is a competitive program. So even though our interns have the opportunity to reapply for their roles each year and graduate to that next tier level, consistent with their growth, we do have them go back through the process of brushing up their resumes, reapplying, and re-interviewing for the positions that the business makes available. So it is a very competitive program, and we're continuously assessing all of the talent that exists out there that could bring value to the APM internship program. So the program does roll over officially in September every year. Again, it coincides very closely with that educational track, which generally runs fall and then spring. And then throughout the fall, early winter, the interns are getting into their orientation, getting to know the business, getting to know their departments that they're going to be supporting. And then late winter, spring, and summer is when they can really focus in on owning their desk, owning their projects, and really getting into kind of their core projects, if you will. One thing I want to note, in early spring, generally around the March-April timeframe, I do collaborate very closely with our HR team to try to identify any internship needs that we may be needing for the next term. And the reason we do that, and it coincides with our biannual PD process, the reason we do that in the spring and we try to get those inputs from managers early on is we want to be able to give our educational partners a heads up before them and all of their students go out for the summer vacation on the types of roles and the types of candidates that we're going to be looking for when they come back in the fall. So it just gives us the opportunity to kind of snag that top talent before they go out for the summer and find lots of other great internships. We like to hook them and get them engaged with our APM. I definitely want to take a moment and kind of shed some light on probably, to me, the ultimate success data for this program, and that is that we have had a number of our permanent staff members come up through the program, myself included. I was actually looking at it the other day. It's been 10 plus interns at this point that have come up through this program and entered full-time, long-term, permanent roles with the organization. I think it is outstanding, not only that we have seen their growth and their potential for the value that they can drive, and we have selected them to be in more permanent positions with us, but also equally that they have been engaged with APM and really fallen in love with the mission and the passion we have for the craftspeople and the type of role opportunities and career opportunities that we can provide them. So it's really just a mutual passion, a mutual love, and I love to see this happening through the program. I think it is outstanding. And so you can see a couple of quotes on here, some of our people, what they've said about the opportunity to have come up through this program. All right, with that, I will give a final opportunity for any questions that the audience may have, and this is a really open forum here. Whether you have questions about the internship program, program details, timelines, etc., or if you just didn't get an opportunity to ask your question specifically to an intern, go ahead and put that into a chat. The chat, we've got about 7 minutes here, so we'll use that time and then we'll close. Also a great time if you have worked with one of these interns over the past 12 months and you want to give them a quick shout out or a kudos on a project they've been engaged with you on, feel free to do that. I'd love to give them some kudos and some love here at the end. Yes, Lori, we did see the kudos for Courtney. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lori.
Here's an interesting question. Pressure's on. Are any of the current interns looking to reapply? I won't make y'all answer that, but if you feel passionate about your answer, feel free.
I absolutely will.
As will I.
Me too.
I'd love to hear the echoes of confidence there. I'm glad. All right, couple of kudos here. Thank you for this. So from Jake, Courtney has done a great job helping me visualize certain learnings. So thank you, Courtney, for partnering with Jake on those projects. Also, one here from John Collins, it says, awesome job, Nate. Your efforts have made a real difference and will continue to make improvements for the Tool Center and for quality. Kudos to you, sir.
Thank you, John.
All right, I don't see any more coming through, so I will assume we were able to answer most throughout. That's excellent. I do just want to close by saying thank you. That's kind of my final talking point here. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. This is a program that is extraordinarily meaningful to me. I'm not going to get emotional here, because many of you do know my story. I did come up through the program, and so it has had a tremendous impact on my own personal and professional growth and development. And I really have seen my career just bloom over the last 10 years here, spending it with APM, and I would not go back and do it any different. I've loved every day, every opportunity to have been here with APM. And my hope is that many of you who maybe joined today who work for APM feel the same way. And I'm hopeful that based on the answers we just heard from our interns about their intentions to reapply, they also feel similarly about the opportunity they have here to work with APM and be part of our mission. So thank you. Thank you for your continued support and for your investment. And a very special thank you to anyone throughout the organization who throughout the past 12 months has worked with or engaged with our interns, whether it be they supported your department with a project, just any special needs or mentorship or relationships. These are things that are absolutely vital and totally meaningful to their continued development and kind of the kickstart of their careers. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It means a lot. It has a tremendous impact. And I'm so proud to see our organization continue to invest in a program like this. With that, we will close. Thank you for the last hour. And we look forward to another successful internship year over the next 12 months. So thank you.